Greetings and welcome to Dodger and Die presents the Grimstone Chronicles Session 2. This is our cooperative DMing campaign that we're using when we can't get the entire Ontario crew together. I am your host, Marty, joined by Adam and Ahmed. This week, or this session, Adam has the DM stick, so I am not the DM here. However, as we've done this last time and it seemed to work out well, both Ahmed, myself, and Adam, or I guess all three of us, have 3 DM points in which we could use to spend to change outcomes and or change situations. Not necessarily outcomes. And the stream also has 3 DM points. What can you do with DM points, you ask? Well, I created a quick little cheat sheet. Well, let's see. DM references, DM points. A DM point can trigger an encounter. It can change the difficulty or details of an encounter. It can change the aspect of downtime rolls. It can change the aspects of an adventure, or change a magic item type on a reward. For the stream only, because we have a slightly larger number of people that are coming into the stream, I'm going to say that DM points can also act as villain or hero points, like we used in the last time. The players don't get villain or hero points, but the stream does. Now, you guys only have 3 DM points, so you're gonna have to figure out some way to gain consensus. And if we see just somebody making a decision, we'll ask the stream if that's the way they want to spend their points. So basically, play nice and play along, and we'll have some fun. So I'll post what those can do. Now, before we dive into a recap of what happened last game, there were a couple of items that you guys asked us to look into, or that I've jotted down. First, 3 action economy. I made a mistake. You are not limited by your BAB. I could not find the rule that I thought I read 5 years ago when I read that thing. So that means that a first level wizard can attempt 3 attacks per round. I don't know if Adam is there or not, but
that's but that how much is casting though? Casting is a round?
No, casting is 2 actions if it's a standard action. Okay. It depends on the actions. So, yeah, you're not limited by your BAB. And then the second thing, I think it was Wither that asked for Barbarian Rage to grant 10 hit points. The way that Unchained Barbarian grants temporary hit points, but Unchained Barbarian changes the way that some of the Barbarian Rage powers work because the hit points work differently. So I think what we're going to say is a Barbarian has the choice of taking Unchained Barbarian or regular Barbarian. Retroactively for all the Barbarians in the multiverse, we can do the quick rebuild if we need to. For now, Slake is going to be just a normal barbarian. 10 hit points proposal was from you, but it has this chaining effect on like all of the, or like half of the rage powers. There's quite a few of them that make reference to the old way of doing it. In fact, in the Unchained class, they actually like spell out what happens to those powers. So it's a big enough change that I just don't want to change part of it and not the other part. So recap, Barbarians can take Unchained Barbarian or regular Barbarian, and that determines what their powers are. 2 iterative attacks are okay if you have less than 6 BAB. Also, if you do multiple attacks in a round, even if it's a mixture of CMBs and attacks, they all have the attack subtype in the new rules. In the 3 action economy, which is the Unchained action economy. They take the iterative penalty. So let's say, Ahmed, if you do your flurry...
What's one's around?
If you do your flurry in one action and then try to trip with your next action takes the -5 penalty.
Yeah.
Plus probably the flurry penalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, because I was just thinking about that when you mentioned it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, I'm not going to flurry 3 times.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So those are the two things that I looked into. One of the things that we do have that I was able to code up last night is we have critical hits and critical misses as part of our bot. So yeah. So the way that this rolled was 56 was the critical hit deck, and the critical hit deck needs to know whether you're doing bludgeoning, magic, piercing, or slashing. So you just read the one line of whatever your weapon applies to. Let's say you're attacking with a great sword, it would be slashing. You would get critical standard damage with the additional of 1d2 strength or dex damage. Cool. Looks like Adam's having a hard time with his internet. He's been dropping from the call, like even during the.
I'm gonna send him this stuff.
Yeah. So why don't we do a quick recap of what happened last game? And yeah. So last game was called Cogs, Codpieces, and Conspiracies. The wagon transporting Cog and Slake is attacked en route to its destination, spilling Cog and Slake into the street. A pitched battle ensues between the caravan guards and the attacking rogues. Agony and Didi spot the melee and come to aid. Capra, a.k.a. Dingleberry, jumps into the melee as a means of throwing off his own pursuer, a great sewer beast that enters the fray. Following the battle, Agony invites the party to hide out at the nearby Steel Rose Mill, an abandoned steel mill in which he is squatting. And I think there was a good scene as Cog and Slake were trying to get used to their new forms, and Didi was just trying to help out everyone. And Capra was made a deal, I believe, with Agony to help with something in the basement. So I'm gonna actually add that. Capra makes a deal with Agony to help clear out the dangers in the mill, and Slake and Cog adjust to their new forms. And this is session 2. So session 2, once Adam rejoins, is in the world of Volcanica, in the seaport and industrial town called Foundry, in a particularly old and run-down area called the Old Stacks, where many of the first factories were built. There are newer and upcoming factories in Foundry. We are at the Steel Rose Mill, and I'll go to the old machinery. No, not old machinery. To the furnace room where the party is currently hanging out. Will Agony take performance heavy metal? I don't think Agony of Coals needs perform for anything, and he's not a bard, so no. Marty will take perform
sorry,
vocals.
Marty.
Yeah.
It looks like the information I sent Adam regarding the call is expired. We might have to restart or make a new hangout.
Okay. Let me
do it. Yeah, do it quick, and we'll.
Okay, no problem. Let me set. I can still chat to you guys while I'm doing this. I'm going to create a new call. I will join the call, and then I'm going to invite people to join the call. People meaning the players. We were all sitting here, and everything was just working, and it was all great. And then, internets. Well, well, well. Let's see if I can get the call back into... There we are. Yeah, we've got to. I was able to last night get the crit and miss tables working. Basically, they use our custom crit table, which part of the time makes reference to the game mastery physical decks, which we call the critical hit and miss decks. So yeah, the basics of the roller works. While we're waiting, I can show you what our downtime plans were for the characters, as downtime is the space between adventures and encounters. Basically, it looks like the group was going to Slake was just going to spend time brooding and trying to figure his own shit out. Agony was going to trade along with Didi and Capra, and Cog was going to stay on watch, as they expect that there might be trouble in the neighborhood, or people come looking for not only the missing guards and or thieves, but the things that they were guarding or trying to thieve. We did have when we rolled downtime, we did have some event that interrupted that particular our particular downtime. I think after the second week, we were going to have some interruption. But that first week, with our house rule of 1,000 gold pieces per person per day of selling and buying, the money for the stuff that the group had sold, I believe, totaled like 390 a piece. Ahmed, the money is in your character sheet.
390. Okay, well, I'm on the way.
Oh, you're just not buying anything?
The best thing we could probably buy is for me, it would be a half-used wand of healing. How much did I have? 390 something?
I think it was 390. So
okay, so 375 would get me a half-used Cure Light Wounds wand.
Can you use Cure Light Wounds?
I'm an
alchemist.
alchemist.
Yes, you can.
So...
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Now that would my improvisional healer would work on that, right?
Your improv healer, I believe, only works for potions.
Caster level of potions. Oh, god damn it. Okay, well, still.
Yeah, 390 gold pieces. The bows and everything that was in, I have this somewhere. Is it sandbox? Characters. Yeah, the sell value came out to about 1,800 gold. A lot of it came from the masterwork studded leather and the bows. There were a bunch of masterwork weapons that we picked up as well, the light crossbows and the short bows. Those all tallied up quick to 370 a piece. So you need to borrow 5 gold from somebody. The shopping list for these guys that I have so far: Slake wants to buy a masterwork dwarven longhammer.
Nice.
Basically to get a really damagey reach weapon. Agony is going to follow suit, a damagey reach weapon. I think they're going to sell their normal Gwiz arms to gain just a little bit of extra cash for the party so they can afford this. He's going to buy a masterwork lucerne hammer. Didi's going to buy a masterwork visual art kit, a masterwork cloth maker's kit, or like a clothing maker's kit, a masterwork jeweler's kit, and 12 blessed bandages.
Hell yeah.
So why don't we, while we're waiting for Adam, take a moment, because it looks like that interruption event happened in week 2. So it looks like the trading will have been done in that first one. So I'm just going to start adding and subtracting things from our sheets.
Okay, I need to grab 5. I'll take 5 gold from anybody who's willing to give it.
Slake doesn't have 5 gold to give. DD can lend you 5 gold.
Okay, so I'm down to 0 gold pieces, but we do have a...
Oh, you're buying a magic item. So,
yeah.
we should, and you're not doing trading, so somebody else is going to go talk to people across the hall. That's fine. Across the way, they're probably going to buy that item. Give me a percentile, because the rules are when you're trying to buy an item that is under the purchase value, there's I believe 70% chance that it's there. Okay, you were able to find what you were looking for in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, masterwork, long hammer purchased. Agony's got a masterwork lucerne hammer.
Quick question, Marty, just for the stream. Are we are our screens going to be shifting to whoever's talking, or did you set it up? Or are you just waiting for Adam to join the call? Because right now it's only showing my image, my screen, my camera.
There you go.
Okay.
And Dee Dee bought a bunch of things so she can make her craft checks go later on. She's super excited about her craft kits.
Let's see how we can do this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've been sitting here chatting with Adam for like an hour and a half, so it's sucky that his internet crapped out now.
Okay, he wants the room number and call-in. I'll give him that.
I've been pasting it in Map Tool.
No, he has the link. Let's see, I'm just gonna get him that. There you go, bud. Yeah. Hopefully he'll join in a sec.
He's there, but he's not saying anything.
Nah, you're not saying anything. What is wrong with you? While people are trying to rest, Cog is messing around with his...
Yeah, well, that's what I was seeing.
Yeah, so let's see. I wonder if I haven't... Do I need any proper tools for this?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to repair myself, because I am injured. I'm still injured.
Got it. So I think repair checks with without tools is a -2.
Yeah, I have 11 damage.
So
So
Cog looks at himself and starts kind of like trying to bend some of the take out some of the dents and
right. So he
make some of the grinding cogs kind of grind less.
I wish I knew exactly what I was doing with this. Be much faster. And then while he's speaking, the metal starts knitting back together. He has a discovery from Alchemist, and he's gonna heal 10 hit points over 5 rounds.
Oh, this is a Oh, it's one of your discoveries. Fast healing.
It's one.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It's only 5 hit points. Only 5 hit points. So he's healing
Yep.
5 hit points. He's like, oh, excellent. It's working. It stopped. He's got a couple of them. He's got about 6 hit points of damage left. Well, that's something. And he's looking around for somebody. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, well, Slake is sitting there. He's just sort of like sitting down, and he's leaning against the outer wall, and you notice he's watching you. He's watching what you're doing.
Yep. So I'm going to roll a clockwork.
Oh, that didn't cure all of your damage?
No, I still have 6 damage left. So
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can heal myself.
So you find some like makeshift tools, and you're kind of trying to bang something up against the side of the.
Yeah. So 15. This is going to get some. It's going to take some getting used to.
And what does 15 do?
15 is exactly. So I have the signature feat of heal. Is that correct?
No, that's a future feat.
That's a future feat. So 15. Let's do a heal check. Well, actually, no. It would go under this.
No. You can't heal damage naturally.
But this is through repairs.
Yes. Okay.
So I don't know what the DCs are for that. I
Got
don't know where to find
it.
that.
I think I've got it on Slake's sheet. So yeah, DC 15.
Okay.
1d4 hit points per the number rolled above the DC. So I think you repair yourself for 4d4 hit points.
44 hit points.
Yep.
10. Okay, good. He's completely healed. Okay, well, once you get the hang of it, and actually he's talking to Slake, like he's having a conversation, but it's only one way.
Yeah. Slake's listening. He's glowering, but he's kind of watching.
Things seem to pop in quite nicely.
He gets up. He approaches you, and I think towers over you. In his new form, he's...
Yeah.
Well, he's only 6 feet, which is towering for a dwarf, I guess.
My height is 6'3".
Okay, so you're actually taller than him.
I am metal as well.
He's much wider. He looks at what you were doing and looks at kind of like the oily rags and some of the makeshift tools.
I'm not sure if you're similar to me, but I'm guessing not. I don't even see any blood in here. But on you seem to still be alive. While
all your flesh is gone.
Yes. It is different.
Are you not? Are you not angry? He kind of shakes you a little bit, like he's trying to get like an emotion.
I am angry. You've done it again. Wind my spring for me.
Maybe they were only half done with me.
Well, I would like to thank you. Much better. Please, would you not do that? You're much stronger than perhaps you were in life. But
He's looking at his own hand as it's kind of flexing.
You see, he's looking at. He has a little panel open on his chest.
Yep.
Where it says 9. His little panel. I don't see. He's looking around. I don't see a stomach or anything else I recognize, honestly. But thinking about it now, I haven't felt thirsty or hungry.
Okay, you notice that there's a growing flicker of annoyance of Slake.
He tries to spit. Fascinating. I don't believe I have saliva. He pulls out a potion He pulls out a potion.
Yep.
This is near the end of the day, right? He drinks it, and his arms grow to 10 feet. It's like, it still works. Fascinating.
What was that?
I have learned when I was in the army of the elves.
You're still a wizard?
I'm not a wizard. I'm what's called an alchemist. We just put chemicals together, but it's not magic really. It makes the same effect, but it's not magic. I cannot cast spells. This allows me to strike from a distance. It was quite useful for you.
No magic. Magic made me like this. I have had my fill and then some.
I understand. I understand that you're very much against it, and I'll take your time. But I am not a wizard. They've done this to me as well.
Wizards took everything. I feel no hunger. Only...
Yes.
No. There is emptiness here, like a strange sort of hunger. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to feel it as I crunch their bones into nothing.
All right. Sweet. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Adam looks like he's using my shot.
Not anymore. Now that you've logged out, I don't have a video anymore, but I have audio at least.
It would have been my video.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. You had to log out and log back in because it won't let me join. It tells me the pins are outdated.
That's cool. But we have your voice, but we don't have your video.
Yes.
Okay.
That's even after I restarted the call?
Yeah. No, it says the pins are out of date. So if I got my internet to work long enough for me to make a call myself, it would have been faster. But I can't call it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Strange. So you've got a static me and a dynamic me.
Oh, is your face stuck?
No, it just got my account login profile thing. Speaking for you, which is cool.
All right. Okay,
people know what you look like.
Now so my internet is up. So what I think I'm going to do is try to connect to the call and then have it call me so that my audio is through my phone.
And your video's through your computer.
And my video's through my computer, and then when my internet's up, internet's down, it won't matter as much.
Cool. Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh, God.
Thanks, man. That was awesome.
I knew it was happening too. I'm like, I need to turn this off at some point.
There.
All right.
Are you saying that you don't eat anymore except drinking your magical juice?
It's not magical, but at least I have this. It's something I'm holding on to from when I was alive. You see, Slake, I've already died. They are using my soul.
Press 1 to connect your phone audio to your video. Use your phone to listen and
Please.
speak.
Shut up, Adam!
All right.
All right, there, you're back.
Yes. Apparently I don't have video now. Do I have video? Video looks like it's gone.
You're a stormtrooper. That's cool. The stormtroopers are DM.
All right. I'll just connect back to the call, and Ahmed can call me back if this gets messed up. Things seem to be smoother, or do we want to wait for 5 minutes or something before you guys chat for a bit and let's see if this is done with whatever Rogers is doing?
Yeah, sure. Let's finish this scene.
Yeah.
So, Slake is... How is that not magic? Your elbows got bigger. And he kind of grabs your arms, which are all longer because you're long arms.
Everything you see is like this is magic is a forceful way of using nature. Using what already exists.
He does not stick around for your lecture. He's now beating up that not this engine or whatever, like this smelter, a piece of machinery. There's one in the back that he's punched to shit. He just goes and punches it again.
Not too much noise. We don't want to bring people here. Please. I'm sorry you're upset.
Are you saying my stomach is gone? That I'll feel no hunger?
You might not feel hunger, but you might taste. We might have some... Actually, the didn't the guys have some food with them? The rogues?
Yep.
Alright. Try some of this. This was on some of the thieves that were coming out.
Okay. He grabs and he looks at it's like a sea biscuit. It's like the precursor to sodium crackers, like soda crackers. Like it's hardtack basically. Like it's really really hard. He kind of just looks at it and he opens his mouth and kind of chomps down on it and just turns like a bunch of dust goes everywhere because his teeth are pretty goddamn strong in his current form. It's very mechanical chewing.
Hold on, perhaps you've picked something that has no taste. I'm looking for like some salt or something to put it in there. Try this. This is spice. It's salty. You should be able to taste this if you can.
There's no taste, he says, and there's obviously no saliva either, as it's just like this big dust cloud of chomped crackers.
I'm using my 10-foot arms to put the salt on it.
There's no taste.
I'm sorry. Back away. I'm gonna get around this. I truly am sorry, but this is the hand we've been dealt. We'll use it, whatever it is.
Find out what this grinning cat thing is, so we can pay some people a visit.
Oh, definitely. We need to free our brethren.
I have a feeling the only thing, there's still crumbs kind of flying out of his mouth. I have a feeling the only thing I'm going to eat is the satisfaction of killing those who did this to me.
I don't want to interject, but that doesn't sound very nutritious.
Capra comes in.
Don't tell him that you need to kill things to eat meat, and death is part of the cycle of life. But it's probably not what he hears. What he wants to hear right now.
She turns invisible.
No, it's all right. Everybody needs the time they need to deal with the situations that they've been dealt. It's all right. He feels this way. Let him feel it. I hope it does not last long. For the sake of everyone around us. And my own neck.
He seems a lot more upset by this than you.
I've already lived.
He doesn't have any bits of him left. They only half finished me. Perhaps you don't feel anything because you're no longer an elf.
My spirit's still an elf. This body can be any form.
A dwarven heart still beats in my...
I'm happy for you.
Is my heart still there?
Alright. I can examine you if you wish. Just calm down. I'll go and give him an examination.
Okay, you start kind of feeling around. You sort of listen. There's something that is kind of like chugging, but it sounds more like an engine than it does a heart.
It's a 2-cycle weed whacker.
Well, there is a heart there.
You have a heart.
Yeah. So, I do hear something beating.
Something beating.
Yes, well, I assumed that they'd have to modify. A normal heart would not be able to hold your size, your weight. But look, your blood is still there.
He... Is it?
I think so. Your mind is still there.
He grabs
Your
like
spirit
one of the crappy like knives from one of the rogues, not even like a functional dagger, just like somebody's pocket knife kind of thing. He goes like this against his arm, ting, and the blade of the knife breaks and goes flying.
Ooh, Cog catches it somehow. Like, oh, what the hell?
I doubt there's blood in there, even if a blade could puncture it.
You were bleeding when we first found you. When you first came out of the box.
Yeah. There is still some flesh in here for whatever good it's... It still means I'm a dwarf.
It does. Your mind is also what makes you a dwarf. Do not lose that.
Slake looks awkward with whatever emotions he's feeling and kind of like starts to pace up and down this long...
I point at another engine. That one. That furnace. Go.
I think he'll make a good hunter one day. Yep.
What did I miss? Says Agony.
Well, apparently, Slake and I discovered that we no longer need or taste food or drink. But apparently, still magical. Well, he pulls out some potions. These still work. But with his obviously, like with his 10-foot arms, like as you can see. But Slake's quite upset about it. I'm dealing with it the best way I can. We have new tools, and we must discover what the good they are. Apparently, I'm good at catching things. He throws the broken blade down.
So he is strong and you're fast. Is that what they meant by samples? And he looks at the card that is, like, obviously special. In cursive, remember, it said, enjoy your samples, or here are your samples.
So, alright, so we have a strong man and a juggler. We've got the best first part of a circus. We could be a circus.
You just giggle from Dee Dee.
I'll go see if I can find something.
It's probably best.
Dee Dee's wonderful and Purim.
Do
Yeah.
do either do
We are...
Wait a second. You're a fire breather. We have a fire breather, a strong man, and a juggler.
Yes.
Hmm?
This is
more
sounding
like-
amusing.
To the Imperium, we'd be more of a freak show. Says Agony.
That's me.
I'll be the goat boy.
I have a question. Could one of you, if you know more about magic, because I do not, is this key a magical item? I am afraid
I'm spending
of
a
what would
DM point.
I'm spending 3 DM points.
So what is Marty's deal? So Marty's wait, whoa, everybody!
Yeah.
My internet is back and it's rock solid for the last 7 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Do your thing.
Marty, what are you spending your DM point on?
I'm going to introduce a complication to say that the winch is a magical item. You can't just use any old winch on winding the golem, and that you need to basically be a golem crafter to craft another winch.
Okay, Ahmed, you were trying to spend a DM point. Are you trying to
no.
add anything to that?
Sorry, Ahmed.
No. Good.
This equals adventure in my mind.
Yeah,
Keep in mind, it's going to take me a while to totally shift over into the player.
Well, it'll be funny when you've spent all 3 points and then you're like,
yeah.
I'm not spending a point. I think it's cool. We could discover something later on, like, oh, you need to get the blue hat for this
Okay.
guy in order to get the item to make your.
So
character.
Dee Dee is super helpful. She flies over.
Oh, that's the thing that goes into your back. It goes where?
Yes. I've been
The thing that
thinking
goes
what
in his
would
back and
happen.
goes where?
He whines like a clock.
Apparently, I am some kind
Oh,
of
bless
clock.
your heart, Titok. Okay.
She cast Detect Magic.
Oh, there's lots of magic here. Well, just a little bit.
She's gonna make a spellcraft check. Adam, does a 21? Does she understand?
She understands that it's magical.
Okay.
That doesn't meet the DC of like even basic golems. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
It would be what is it? 6th level magic.
yeah.
6th level caster.
6th level caster. No. So
Definitely magical.
So it is unique in more ways than one. All right. So this now is my most important item. Interesting. He's looking for a place to stick it in so no one can get access to it.
I can hold on for it if I can hold on to it for you if you want me to.
He doesn't have one, does he? That axe isn't a thing? I'll go look at it.
I thought it was a thing. It kind of looks like a key.
She sneaks over to the axe and she casts a spell on it, and
No magic here.
I do not believe he's the same as I. I am gears. He's flesh and metal and something else.
we have a considerable amount of wealth here, says Agony. Perhaps we should upgrade some of our items or get a few things that we may need in the coming days.
It's probably a pretty good idea.
Oh my god. I know what I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy that thing. I'm gonna buy the thing that goes in your thing. The thing that protects your thumb. And then, yeah.
A thimble?
Yeah.
I guess a little thimble.
She smiles.
Little thumb.
Giggles a little bit.
Perhaps a normal sized one as a helmet.
For the next hour, she describes all sorts of tools, not by their proper names, but what they do, in almost childish-like verbs. A visual art kit, a cloth maker's kit, and a jeweler's kit. Like, she wants all of these things and can't stop talking about all the fun things she's going to make.
Give me kits!
Yeah. While you're off, we already added to our sheets what they did their shopping with.
Okay. Cool.
There was 370 gold per person, and I think we got through the first week, correct?
Yes.
Of downtown? Okay.
So, the first week, though, who was guarding?
That was Cog.
Cog was guarding. All right, Cog.
Do you want my perception somewhere? Or do we have it on our sheets?
Well, how are you, like, describe how you're guarding. Like, how are you handling the gardening?
I am going to stealth my way into somewhere on top of somewhere on the building.
Okay.
Because it is metal. I am metal.
Let's go to the outside, the Steel Rose Mill outside map. I can go. Oh, I have the power. Wait a sec. I can do tool, center on enforced current map. And then Marty, I'm going to go current view, but you should make it what's appropriate for the stream because I just know what my monitor likes.
That's fine.
All right, so Slake is not out here, and he is not hurt. Clear state. Capra is off. Agony of Coals is off. So this is where you plugged there by the railing, or is there a?
And see this dark area over here?
Yep.
Dark area up there. That's where he's gonna be, and he's gonna find some pipes, some weird pipes, and he's gonna hang in between them and look like pipes.
Okay.
And he's gonna sit there all day, because I don't get tired.
All right.
Ready action, undead.
I think you're intelligent, which means I think you get distracted eventually. Like, I don't think you can maintain focus all day. But you can basically, like, your butt doesn't get hurt.
No, it's like my foot's numb. That doesn't happen.
Do you have any skills that would help you with acting or performance or stealth or something?
Stealth.
Stealth? Okay. Do you have anything that would aid it in your eyes or no?
The only thing I'm using for stealth is the fact that I have a metallic body, and I'm trying to fit into metal pipes. So I'm trying to use my butt like.
Are you rusty?
Let's see what color I am. Oh, my full character's not in here. The idea is I'm
Okay.
in a darker area, and that's what I'm trying to.
That's right. So, give me a stealth roll just to see how well you're sort of hiding out on the side of the building.
Sure. 15.
Cool. With distance, average people have no idea that you're there.
Like 100
Okay.
feet off the ground.
Yeah, he's 100 feet off the ground. It's like, what's that? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a dude hanging in the rafters, creeping on you. Like it's. All right. So over the next 6 hours, a wide amount of activity has occurred.
Oh, in the
Have you
street?
in the streets below, because there's dead people, unconscious people, a wagon. There's an Odiug that is just sort of laying out there with its guts spilled out onto the streets. You witness by the time you actually take your position at watch, gear is gone. Things that are immediately of value, those are gone. It takes a little bit longer, something in the order of maybe an hour, a little bit less, before some of these. First it's the pack lizards. So gear, armor, weapons, loose change, boots, under armor if it's of any value.
Well, we took most of the armor and the weapons.
Yeah,
so,
we took most of that stuff.
Okay. So the dudes are stripped free. One of these lizards was gutted and used as meat. So there was a group of individuals. You call them like working men. You wouldn't actually mistake them as any other kind of group. They just look like regular people of this region. Preyed upon one of the pack lizards. The other one was carted away, as was described previously.
Mhm.
Nobody seems to go near the Odiug for some reason. It might be because it smells like shit. Marty, can you roll a D7?
3.
3. This mercenary managed to regain consciousness before the men in robes came.
Oh.
Men in robes had approached. Their robes were black with purple trim. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Who are these guys?
24.
Nice.
24. All right. You believe that they're human for the most part. One of them you think might be elf or half elven. Nothing about it's men, young-ish, between the ages of like 25 and 40. Again, purple robes. You didn't get. They were wearing some sort of symbol, but you didn't get a good look at it. All right. Ahmed, can you roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6 D4s.
Yep.
And on a 4, they are good specimens.
The last
Okay.
one is a 4.
So there's 2 4s there.
Or 2 4s, I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right. So, what? Twofer. Twofer. This group of men in robes take one of the leader rogues as well as another rogue. Give me a spellcraft check.
Okay.
Or do you have any sort of magical knowledge type thing? Any skills related to magic?
No, I wish I did, senor.
Okay,
perhaps alchemy or clockwork?
Okay.
Knowledge nature.
Give me either a survival or a perception.
I'll give you a perception. It's higher. Glorious 14.
Okay, you're not certain where the bodies went. These men stood over them, and then they walked away, and these bodies were missing.
That's creepy. How many guys?
Two.
Two?
There was 3 men who took 2 bodies.
All these. Which
One
direction did
one
they come
of
from?
partial elvish heritage. The other 2 were human, or as well as the cog could tell, human.
Okay, I want to see how far, see as far as I can, what direction they're going. And are crowds parting for them? Like people like avoiding them like the plague, or are they just walking through people?
All right. Roll a d6 on it.
Okay.
Okay. They went in a westerly direction. In terms of how they interacted with the crowds, they didn't seem to... They pathed themselves in a way not to interfere with others, but they did have confident strides.
Purple black robes. Elf to humans.
Alright. A d4.
Okay.
It's been 4 or 5 hours by this point. 2. Alright. This mercenary wakes up. Give me a...
Do we have any mercenaries? Is any of them alive? Do we have any of them at all, or not?
We did not take any prisoners.
We didn't take any prisoners, and one of the mercenaries got away. In fact, the mercenary leader got away. The captain.
I'm going to climb down. I'm going to let this guy go, but I'm going to climb down and drag this guy, like... Hold on. Drag this guy away. So I need a stealth check.
Okay, you're gonna climb. First, Marty, could you... This particular mercenary's disposition, is he a caring soul? Is he a vengeful soul? Is he just, oh shit, I'm naked in the streets and I want to get the hell out of here?
He signed up for whatever that mercenary company is that is represented by the grinning manticore. He signed up as a foot soldier, as a sort of like day laborer thug, because he has a gambling addiction, as well as he's an alcoholic.
Okay.
He is squandering his own money while neglecting familial requirements at home. He's got a wife and 3 kids at home that he'd rather go out and drink and gamble.
All right. So
he hates being at home, basically, is what it is.
I will suggest
his
that
his name is Gerd.
His name is Gerd.
Gerd?
You get a name, Gerd.
No, Gerd.
Gerd. I'm a Gerd. All right. It sounds like he isn't inherently evil or having those sorts of actions. We'll give him a 25% chance that he is going to try to help his fellow man. So roll a 1 and 4, please.
1d4.
Yep. On a 4, he's
3.
He stooped. So while you're climbing, he stooped over his buddy here, checked, and is starting to back away. All right, Ahmed, you're climbing your stealth.
How many people are still in the street, and what time of day is it?
This would be 9 o'clock at night. It's starting, like, the sun is down. It's still bright-ish, and there are street lamps. There's lots of oil.
It's a little risky. I'm not going to do it.
So like, the city guard hasn't come by.
No police have come by. Nobody with the closest thing to a uniform were dudes in fancy robes.
And there are still unconscious and still alive people in the street, but everything's been picked over. What's the state of the wagon? The
wagon. You know when you see those pictures of like cars where they're like missing everything.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the hubs are missing, the wheels are missing, bits of wood have been taken, all the contents are gone. Anything that looked like a box or a crate has been peeled away slowly. If you've seen those slow motion like ants picking over like a carcass where they just sort of like the body disappears over time, it's basically what this cart has done if you did a time lapse video of it.
Got it.
Slowly dragged away by people of the streets. And the thing is, it's like gang of children come and grab a thing. There's a couple of like a group with a couple of women, some children. They grab something. A bunch of men grab some of the larger things. Nobody seems to be ashamed or abashed. Nobody has like really checked on the people aside from seeing if they were waking up. But nobody's done anything violent to them at this point. They're just kind of out there. You don't want to be in the streets.
Cog is gonna stay up there. He's not. Yeah, I'm not. He's not. He still doesn't know what. Maybe who else is watching. He doesn't want to give away the position of his people, so he'll hold.
Okay. Gerd, after checking on his companion, makes his exit.
Okay. Always.
All right. Ahmed,
Yes, senor.
a D3.
Cog.
Yes, roll a D3.
1.
This rogue gets up slowly.
I'm naked again.
He sees a guard still here. He picks up a rock. And he bashes the guard's skull.
Cog's like, I could have rescued him. I'm like, he probably knew stuff. Cog's like, I could have rescued him.
He's making his way. Actually, this is the one guy. What was this? He has actually. The stat block that we use for these guys. This was a what from the PFSRD?
3. A rogue 3.
Rogue warrior
CR.
fighter 1, rogue 1, I think.
All right, I'm just going to check to see. 'Cause this guy might actually have the ability to. He's
he's
fighter
good.
1, rogue 1.
I think we're
Where's he the-
goons, I think.
All right. Loading. Come on, internet, don't fail me now. All right.
What are you looking for?
Oh, no, I was just checking to see his perception. No, you're good. All right. Ahmed,
Si, senor. 1d1?
it's a 1d1. Does this rogue feel anything of value towards the fallen companion of a lesser status?
That's the rogue leader.
It is the rogue leader.
Oh, his stats were different.
That's what I was saying. I still don't think I don't think he has unless he's got like a plus 10 perception.
His perception was plus 9.
Oh, well, I will
Good.
roll that. There's a chance.
You
Let's
could.
see. He rolls a 1. Now he didn't see shit.
Nope, doesn't even see his buddy.
Thanks,
No,
Madrax.
He would be thinking in terms of leverage. I saved your life. You owe me. That's the only reason he would be bringing him up. He doesn't care anything for his men other than usefulness. So if I bring this guy on, he will owe me. He would be on my side if things ever go down.
Okay, sounds like 50-50 to me. On a 2, he saves him. D2, please.
Okay. Nope.
Well, apparently he didn't like this one too much, and kind of steps on his throat, waits for a bit.
What a psycho. I mean,
Nope.
only because he's
He was
not
the one who yelled no witnesses.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and slinks off. It's now about 3 o'clock in the morning. You still hanging in the rafters up there?
Yep.
Okay. It's really quiet in the streets. It's about as quiet as this place gets. There's the sounds of some small animals, like rats and this sort of thing that scurry. But the sound of people is really minor. And the last bits of, like, random yelling, in the night sort of stopped around 1:30, 2 o'clock. There hasn't been too much of that. Nothing that was too close, but, just the odd somebody mad or screaming for whatever reason. You can hear the sound of a cart and the clopping of hooves. And I am...
I'm not going to be doing that all day. You hear a bird. Caw-caw.
Oh, God.
The neighborhood map.
No, I got server disconnected.
Okay.
You want me to move it for you?
Come on. You can do it, Internet!
Do you want me to bring them in for you?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring the token over.
Here. I got it.
You got it? Alright.
I got it. Yep. Where is it? Outside. You want these guys?
Yes. Is it visible? Because my map tools is crapping out.
It's on the far right. Or it's in the center now.
I'm assuming I sound like a robot.
Nope, you're good.
I sound good? Alright. Okay. Using our imagination lens, the sound of hooves and the squeaking of a cartwheel precedes the entrance of a rather grotesque thing. Do you have knowledge religion?
You know what? Funny enough, I do. And
You were a battlefield healer, so that makes sense.
23s. Did you copy that?
The look on Adam's face suggests his internet.
Yeah. Chewbacca. Seems to me.
You know, if you were perfectly still with her, if he was perfectly still, they might not recognize him as a creature, and rats might just be like going by you like you're nothing.
Yeah, my guy. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. It's just like
I don't smell.
I'm part of the piping. You would probably smell, given you carry like alchemical components.
Yeah.
And there's
No, but
there's
I don't
probably
smell
like a greasy smell, like as moving parts, but but yeah, you wouldn't smell like a person.
Yeah.
Slake would still probably have a dwarven smell mixed with diesel engine, and then the other characters would smell like their races, I guess.
If we can zoom in, Marty, if you can zoom in on that cart, just show who's got the reins. So there's a zombie sitting up there, right? And he's got the reins. I think it's hilarious. Adam just mentioned it like a little while ago. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Adam was asking me for these
going
tokens,
straight.
so I think I know what he's gonna do, but we'll wait a minute there. So what did you do with your money? Are you just saving it? Colin?
My money? No,
Yeah.
I spent it
Oh,
all
that's right.
on
wand.
a
Wand.
half spent Cure Light Wound Wand, 25 charges. Figured it would suck to die with money.
Yeah. Cog definitely has emotions.
Yeah, no, he does. He's more peaceful. He's more caring than Slake is. He's holding on to his emotions somehow. We'll see how long that lasts.
Slake's lost it. Like he's
Yeah. Well, he was like, "Oh, I was just in bed. What happened to me?" And I was like, "Oh, I died. I'm back again. All right." Granomir. Oh, Granomir. Gradomir's pretty beefy. I remember having that fight with those mercenaries. He's a beef. The beef. Okay. Let's see who these guys are. I'm interested in seeing if these guys have any symbols on their cart.
Mm-hmm. You're learning a lot about the campaign world.
Yes. Just good to not get tired.
Make will save to feel emotion.
Something just went ding. What was that? Is that you're under my end? No, I did not get a message from Adam. Call in again?
Oh, no internet sucks.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, he back.
I'm back to get some phone because
They're calling you. You got it to call in. Okay.
Oshawa. Yeah. All right. So I've got map tools.
Good.
Yep.
All right.
And I've got a cell phone.
Okay,
I'm good to go.
we've got something called Horse Zombie and Horse Zombie 1 and 2, and a death cart that everyone in chat has mentioned that looks like Radimir's death cart.
It does look like Radimir's death card.
Just
All right.
awesome.
Ahmed,
Yes, sir.
does Cog have knowledge religion?
Yes, Cog does, and he rolled a 23.
23.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are familiar with the Order of Fossers. They are a group of protectors and collectors of the dead. They are a group that effectively spans the Empire.
This probably predates. This probably no, they probably were there during the. Never mind. Sorry,
During the war.
they could have been
during the war.
during the war.
They're responsible for preventing the undead uprisings and protecting the sanctity of the fallen. And protecting the sanctity is kind of being used loosely as a term.
Mm-hmm.
The card itself creaks its way up. There's a man in long robes who is pointing. There are several emancipated, shuffling helpers that are picking up bodies and dragging them slowly into the cart. It takes probably 25 minutes for them to get through their task.
It's two more.
I was just trying to get the card in the bottom. A big part of this is where they kind of have this issue with the Odiug. It takes some time, but eventually it gets slid onto the cart, or at least the majority of it slid onto the cart. Some effort was taken to separate the Odiug from the bodies of the fallen men. Like there's some sort of care or reverence being done in this act. And the wagon rolls off.
Do they have any do they have any symbols? I'm basically looking for anything that has to do with the stand, like the rearing manticore.
The wagon of death does not have any symbols of the Manticore.
Yeah. Didn't think so, but just to be sure.
And it ends up turning the corner and heading north, as it looks like it's following a well-worn patrol path.
Things are busiest here. I think we lost a rogue. Okay.
5:45. Crack of dawn.
I'm expecting that at night is when everything's quietest, is when someone would show up. They might not be even visible.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any way to see invisible things?
I'm looking for disturbances that are happening without anyone doing the disturbances.
Okay, roll a perception check. Do you have any way to increase your ability to see invisible things?
I can.
This is where you use words like hope and prayer.
I have no. I don't have that's too. I don't have second level formulas yet. No.
Right.
I do have not seen visibility. I can see in the dark for 60 feet, but that's beyond my vision. But I guess I'm using lamplight, or
there is lamplight.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a perception check. I'm going to need people. I'm going to trust you when you tell me what it is, because right now I have no internet. So.
Okay. 58. No, actually 30.
30, yeah. Fuck. You got a
30.
plus 12 perception?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Elf.
Elf wisdom monk. Okay, got it. Yeah. Max ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the darkness, you saw, and it might have been a trick of the light. It might, it was probably nothing. But some of the, bits of wood and leftover bits of that cargo wagon, some of them lifted off the ground. Just a foot, maybe a foot and a half. And then they were back on. Then they were put back down again. But it was very. It might have been nothing. Maybe it's the robot eyes all being not used to the senses, or maybe they moved.
Which block?
Which block?
Yeah, which block did that? I keep I'm looking for the things that moved.
The bits of the cargo wagon. A couple boards, a hub. You think it might have moved up 6-8 inches, maybe 18 inches, and then back down again.
Anything that I could carry away with me. That's what I'm trying to identify.
Yeah.
A small board, a small whatever.
Yeah, no, it's small bits of debris. So you could definitely carry it away.
Yeah. And that's it, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go and wake somebody up.
We should never pass out in the streets of this place.
No.
Never pass out. First you're gonna get robbed, and then some dudes are gonna show up and maybe take you away, and then the zombie cart will come and get you, and then the invisible person looking at that shit is gonna pick over whatever is left. This place is bad.
Bad news. Bad news town.
This is not a nice neighborhood, is it? So far we haven't seen the guard yet.
The housing prices here might be depressed.
Yep.
Sorry, so you're waking someone up?
Yeah, what's her name? What is your name, little fairy?
She's got many names.
Dee Dee.
Dewdrop? Dee Dee?
Dee Dee. Could I get your help on something?
Okay, you You don't know where Dee Dee's sleeping.
Shit.
The factory is big.
Can I find anybody? Capra? Cap?
Yeah, the Capra is sleeping curled up in like in the like underneath the furnace, like in a nook, in a too small space for a medium creature to be comfortable sleeping is where he's curled up sleeping.
Agony has some back room where he's already laired, and he made sure everyone was like sleeping before going into one of those back rooms. You do hear maybe something coming from a bucket that's suspended from the ceiling, like from a rope. And you can see it swinging.
Oh, okay.
You can see it swinging slightly, and you can hear some humming inside.
Okay. Dee Dee.
Huh?
Like the bucket moves, but like there's she's invisible.
Are you there? Hello? Oh, she was there.
And you hear her flutter down, and she turns visible as she's landing, kind of with a flourish, and then she's like, "Ah, it's hot!" And she starts dancing off of the furnace that's running.
Yeah, I put my hand out so she can land on my hand.
She's big, like she is.
I put my arm out.
Creature.
I put my elbow out so she can perch.
Yeah, she is 2'2", 30 pounds. So she kind of like latches onto your shoulder, and hi.
Sure.
She's like, hi.
Hey, sorry, I'm sorry to wake you.
Are you ticklish?
But,
She kind of like sticks her finger in whatever orifice set for your ear, kind of like.
I've been standing in dirty gears all day. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh.
Yeah. There's something I need your help with. Do you know if anyone here can smell things
What?
properly to identify things?
I can smell. Capra can smell. Did you lose your
Smell-
sense of smell? Oh no, that means you lost your sense of taste. Oh.
It's important. I know it's sad,
She's
but
kind of petting the side of your hat.
Thank you.
I'm
thank you.
sorry.
It's all right, but if we can find something invisible, someone invisible went outside, and Adam again. All right, he's back. Someone outside was invisible and was rummaging through things.
Uh-huh.
I've identified some of the things that were moved, and it is the only thing I can
Adam,
think of.
you need.
Feedback.
The driver was off. It was off, I guarantee it. I swear it was off.
Yeah, there's lots of things out there that can turn invisible. They're fey all over the place.
Right, but someone that waited invisible until the wee bit hours of the morning, after everything else was gone. This is the only thing I can think of. I'm thinking if we can get these items and perhaps smell them, we would get an idea of who or what it is.
Okay. Let's go smell something. All right.
Can you smell well though?
Uh-huh.
Like one of the canines. A dog.
No.
Not Capra. He looks like a dog.
But I know where dogs live. There's a whole pack of them that runs around here somewhere.
Oh
I could go find them if you want.
no! I let's just find a piece. Perhaps we can. If we can collect one or two of the items, perhaps we'll get.
We got all the stuff that's of value. It's in that pile over there.
No, but I'm interested in getting a scent of whoever was rummaging around in the remains.
Oh, you want to track them like a dog?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No. Nope.
Perhaps we can.
I've
look at
never really
tracks.
tried. Like, I'll try it.
Perhaps we can look at the tracks and know if they're. Oh, it's useless.
Uh,
Sorry, I was not much of a scout in my unit.
You know
Involved in-
who is good at tracking things?
Who?
Dingleberry.
Oh, Capra.
Yeah, he tracks all sorts of monsters. Big spiders and rats. And rat spiders. And spider rats. I don't know.
One sec.
Probably spiders and rats.
Well, let's try. Capra. It's Cog. Sorry to wake you.
Bashes his head
Sorry to
into
wake you.
into the furnace.
Good thing he has horns.
Sorry to wake you.
Can you smell like a dog?
Do you have a good sense of smell?
On a good day, I smell like a dog.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, you do stink a little, but, okay, yeah, apparently, Cog and Slake, oh, maybe that's why he's so mad. He can't sniff anymore, and he can't taste, so no more nice bread, and candy corn, and
I don't
corn
recognize
meal,
most of
and
those things
meals
are.
of mutton, and
But
mutton
the
chops.
point is,
Wait, those are...
An invisible
Mutton chops.
creature was outside, rummaging through the things just recently, and I believe they might be, as far as I can tell, it's the only thing close enough to a clue.
Cog wants you to sniff some boards like a dog, so we can
Or
follow them.
perhaps you can identify from the footprints. I mean, it's not the forest like I
I
used to.
I can go sniff it. I'm guessing
All right.
it smells like wood, but maybe not.
All right, I don't actually want to go out there myself because I am kind of a target along with Slake.
Oh, nobody notices me. I can go out there.
I could go out there too.
Okay.
Could you do that? It's
She turns invisible.
I'll draw like on the ground is like there's four. I've been looking at this for 20 hours. There's 4 boards here, and it's this one and this one and that one.
Okay, we'll go look at the boards.
Yeah, and look for the most recent or the freshest tracks.
What do we do when we find the boards?
I think we're supposed to smell them.
Okay.
Smell
I don't know if maybe.
Oh, maybe
I
it's
don't
just. Oh, right.
Aren't they
good
kind of like the bones of trees?
It could be a bone, although usually bones are on the inside. It's probably more like bark, maybe like a chitinous hide.
Huh. All right.
The two Fae go outside. Sounds like.
Okay. Yep.
I climb
Let's
back
see.
up to the perch, or the hidden.
Okay. Capra climbs down rather dexterously.
Well, there is an entrance on the main level, so you guys can come out the back and go around if you want.
Okay. Go out.
What are we gonna do about the stew tin cans?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna mute. I'll be right back.
One of them has a key jammed up his backside, and the other one is kind of really mad.
Yeah, I'd like to help them both. They both need help. Out of all the people that I met this week that need help, they need help the most.
Yeah, that follows the order, right? We're supposed to be helpful.
Yeah, I think they're the last Fey Lord and all.
Capra turns and swats at a fly. Like, ah!
It's just a moth.
It's not supposed to be here. Hey,
Yeah. Okay. Look,
all right.
boards.
she turns.
Lord.
She's waving at Cog while invisible, forgetting that she's invisible. Wave it while standing on the boards.
These boards smell funny.
Yeah, they do smell funny. They kind of. I think this one smells like Odiag.
Oh, yeah, P.U. That guy stinks. Oh, everyone's gone. Where did everyone go? Maybe they got up because I healed them, and they wandered away. Safe and sound, returning to their families. Yep.
Yeah,
It's good to
maybe
help.
they did a good job. Yep.
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
good.
they sure hollowed this out pretty good.
All right, I will roll a survival roll.
With the amount of traffic that was going on there.
So he gets a 12.
Half the neighborhood was here.
So this wood came from a tree,
Uh-huh.
and then it went to like a millwright, and then it went to a carpenter, and then it became a wagon.
Oh,
then...
I got a joke. I got a joke for you. I got a joke. What does
Okay,
a druid call a millwright?
Don't know.
A mill wrong. You see what I did there?
So Capra is going to pick up the trophy piece of wood from the pile.
Are you sure you like that one? I like that one better.
You'll throw the one that he has over his shoulder, pick up the other one.
Yep. Yep, that one's good.
Right?
Maybe you need something to chew on.
But maybe he wants to chew on like rocks or like a copper coin, maybe.
Yeah, he was asking about dogs, and I know there's a pack of dogs around here. I've seen them before. You could feed them, but if you try to pet them, they growl.
Yeah, dogs are supposed to be. Dogs are a funny thing. He starts stroking his chin. He's stroking a horn. He's just,
Yep.
because normally they're supposed to be getting rid of vermins and keeping them away.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's too many of them, then they become a problem.
Don't tell me you're gonna hunt the dogs.
No. Only if they become a problem. They're not a problem.
Okay. I hope he doesn't wake us up every morning for wood hunting.
Capra turns, runs back to the pile, picks up another piece of wood.
Yeah, good
puts it in
thinking.
his backpack.
Yeah.
Just in case he asks again.
Yeah.
You send two chaotic ass fairies that are on a different like fucking wavelength to go do some simple task. Funny. Dee Dee is definitely like the shining beam of light in the darkness.
Yes. I did good. Hey, you all got away. I saved everyone. I was probably wood.
There's like a bow on it. There's like a big bow on it. when they hand it to Kong.
Yep. Here it is.
Sorry, guys. My kid had some pain.
You get presented with a wooden board with a pink bow on it.
Huh? Is that what they did? They
No,
tied a bow around it.
but it's nicer this way. We didn't have time to like paint it. But then I thought if I painted it, then you wouldn't be able to chew on it. So you could just take the bow off and keep it for something else.
Thank you. You can.
Oh, you're welcome,
I've got it
Cod.
from here. You guys, you should go and sleep now.
Yeah, we're gonna go shopping today.
Good.
Yeah.
I appreciate this. Delicious.
You see, it was for chewing.
I thought it would be something metal. Apparently, it's hard enough for him. Maybe he has to work up to it.
Perhaps I didn't explain myself.
Hey, Capra goes back to sleep so that he can get his spells back in the morning.
Dewdrop goes and sits in the bucket that she suspended from the rafters and kind of hums. While I don't know, what are her skills? Craft, visual art. She is sketching in a book.
We're sketching on the
Dawn.
inside of the bucket.
Crack of dawn, the craftsmen show up, and the remaining bits of wagon are being basically cut, measured, drawn, and used. Loaded up into another wagon as bits and rolled away. It's gone before 6:15.
Huh.
How long the next day do you spend watching?
There's nothing left. I come down.
Okay. Roll a D2. On a 2, you see something.
Ooh.
Okay. A fat man with a handlebar mustache, a breastplate that is like a cuirass that is barely containing the girth within, and a blunderbuss shows
Okay.
up around 10:30.
Okay.
He talks to a few people. He looks around a little bit.
Does he have a badge? Or does he look like, here we go again, kind of thing?
He definitely has some sort of marking. Do you have knowledge, nobility, royalty, or knowledge local?
No. My knowledge local is 280 years old.
Okay, so he does have something that he's showing people, but he's also spends more time showing people his blunderbuss, if we're being perfectly honest.
Oh, I've got a name for these guys.
Okay.
The Imperial Gendarme.
Nice.
All right.
That'll be the name of like the quasi-military, quasi-police force, at least of Foundry. I'll add that to the list. I don't know if that's worth a DM point or not, but
I don't think so. If that's just already part of the setting. Now, if we're wanting to alter the personality of the bumbling,
no. He's just that's what they're called.
He does show up. He does talk to a few people. He didn't write anything down.
The local law. He's looking at him very curiously. He's like, he's not doing a good job. There's only one of them. I wonder if he even knows the law. Pathetic.
He was traveling with two less well armored, smaller squire types. He was not traveling alone. The squire types did appear to have firearms, but nothing as spectacular as the mighty blunderbuss that from. I guess you're from an old time. That would be or to be like a classical weapon tech.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they haven't gotten any better, but at least they have guards here. I leave and head back to the group.
All right. So downtime. The buying and the selling. Did everybody like Ahmed? Did you pick stuff to buy?
Yeah. As a 25 charge cure light wound 1.
That is a good purchase.
That's all I can afford.
Yeah. Capra is saving for his real bow. He doesn't have enough money to buy the bow he wants, so he's like, oh. Capra did end up buying a net. I'll take off the gold piece. He bought himself a net.
Okay. Agony bought a Masterwork Lucerne hammer, and he sold the Guizarm and threw that back into the party pile. So did Slake. Slake sent Agony off with an order to get a Masterwork Dwarven Longhammer, which was all of his money.
The heck is a long hammer?
The Longhammer is a 2d6 reach weapon that's 20 times 3. It is a dwarven item which he can use because he's a dwarf half golem.
So it's like a Lucerne hammer, but instead of a D12, it's 2d6.
Yep.
Cool.
It doesn't have piercing though; it's bludgeoning. Loosen
Wither
hammers
King,
have
we
both.
don't know. Players don't know.
All right, so yeah, that's actually a good question. So one of the things that I did was I detailed some merchants, and they're very minor merchants that are in this sort of depressed area of Foundry, and I can actually like sort of showcase who these merchants are and what I think we can do with merchants as sort of like a mini rule or mini system in the game. So we've got, and I've actually got like the tour of the world. So it sounds like we bought a wand. So you went and dealt with Granomir. Granomir's Arcana shop. It's not cursed, remember. And Graноmir's shop, let's go to shops and companies, acts like a small hamlet, specifically for minor magic items, because he's got a trinket shop. And what we're going to do is keep track of how much money we push through the shops, and when they reach a certain threshold, the shop will get bigger and have higher like level of items that are available.
Cool. Like we're gonna level
up Granomir shop, and then maybe even
shops.
Granomir starts to level because of that. So you bought a wand through Granomir. We already rolled the percentage chance that he actually had this thing. And 375 was spent at Granomir shop. Now, Granomir has on the market the Silent Hammer, which is a warhammer that whose every strike by this weapon is accompanied by an eerie silence. He's got a wand of prestidigitation, +2 studded leather, a bear's endurance potion, and a scroll of remove fear as the items that he has ready to sell now. And then there's a 75% chance of finding minor items.
Ooh, I didn't realize that there's a scroll of remove fear. How much was that scroll?
25 gold.
It's gone.
Okay. Did you guys buy any armor? Didn't sound like it. It sounded like you guys bought some weapons.
Yep.
So the armor shop, the weaponsmith shop was called the Hobgoblin's Arsenal. It is an old series of walls from like previously when these walls were needed, but since then the city has kind of spilled over the walls, and there's a corner tower that got converted into a manor that is now converted into like a half house for like hobgoblins and goblins. Like there are hobgoblins and goblins everywhere. This place is run, however, by the chief weapon master. His name is Loznod Volza, and Loznod is able to not only sell you weapons, but he can commission +1 weapons in 5 days for a 1 to 20% premium. Even though he can't, with his purchase limit, he can't actually afford that particular amount. So like he has contacts basically elsewhere in the city as a because of his own charisma, I guess. +1 battle axe, a +1 ornate heavy mace that sheds light, a +2 heavy mace that sheds light, a +1 storing light hammer that sheds light, and 50 searing arrows are on sale at his shop. These were completely randomly generated using the Donjon magic shop generator, and I'm using the rules from the settlement, the Pathfinder settlements, and basically saying that these shops are big enough that they represent small settlements, and eventually will get big enough to represent like a large town's worth of magic items going through there. Given that these are the only 2 places you had to go to get most of your gear, I won't introduce the others, but I am going to keep track that you spent approximately 700 gold on weapons between Agony and Slake, and then what did Capra buy?
He's saving his money.
Capra bought a net for catching like a game net. And a scroll of remove fear.
Okay.
Granomir.
Okay, so you added the 25 to the scroll.
Oh, I didn't add it to the...
Got it, I got it. And then, yeah, the net is just sundry equipment. Okay. The arrows he will sell individually for 30.3 gold pieces each. They are fire arrows that last longer. I don't know if you're interested in those.
Sorry, what was that? You cut out for a second.
They're searing arrows.
What does that do?
+1 fiery, and the fiery lasts a number of rounds.
Oh, so it's like burning damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much are they?
30.3 each.
30.3 each?
Mm-hmm.
And how many are there?
50.
Holy crap. Okay. We'll get 3 of them.
Does this guy live next to a cemetery by any chance?
There's probably a cemetery in the town. Like
heavy mace, light hammer.
It's just
skeletons in your.
It's just the crap that people didn't want to. Yeah, the spell storing light hammer is an interesting.
They're a bunch of metal workers. Hammers are probably pretty common.
Yep. There are other businesses that I detailed, but basically, you didn't have to go to any of them when you did your shopping.
Yeah.
So just in a little mini rule kind of mini system inside of our game that sounds like it'll be fun as you guys help out or help reinvigorate the economy of this depressed area.
Yeah.
Or have your favorite merchants.
Cool. I'm going to go back to the cell phone because this audio is terrible, and
it's good on our end.
Well, it's good
shit on your end.
Yes, it is. I will endeavor my hardest not to mess with everyone's ears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did I was wondering if you told Adam about the actions to attack.
No, that's fine. It'll come up when it comes up.
Okay. No, there's no squealing, right?
Nope.
No, it's good, man.
Perfect. So this time it functioned correctly. All right, cool. All right. Week 2 of downtime.
So week 1's done? Yep.
What was that?
Week 1's done?
Week 1 is done, yes. Week 1 was commerce and guarding, or commerce and watching out was the tasks, correct?
Yeah, and Slake was just going to figure out how his body works, but he's not really sharing, so he probably figures out he doesn't get hungry, he doesn't get tired, he doesn't need to sleep, and he was probably curious about fire again and figured out that he
can stand in the furnace. So he went on an exploratory journey within the foundry.
Yep.
Does the fire have an effect on him, or it's just he can stand it?
I don't know if he knows that. Well, here's the thing. So any magical attack that deals fire damage reduces any slow effect on the golem and heals 1 point of damage for each 3 points of damage the attack would do. An iron golem gets no saving throw against fire effects. That's interesting.
Especially if you get a fire effect with a secondary effect on it.
Does that mean he's immune to normal fire?
Yeah, you specifically said magical.
Yeah.
Now, if it explicitly says magical, then does he have resistance to fire?
He does not.
That's weird. Here, I'm going to read this specifically. Immunity to magic. Exceptions.
Does that mean you could beat up an iron golem with a torch?
Well, yeah, it's extraordinary, right? So they're immune to, like, it's the reason why alchemists are so strong against them.
Okay.
It's supernatural it's not magical, right?
Yeah, he will eventually get through Forsaker resistances, but okay, so
Yep.
so he finds things are warm, but if they're magical, then he heals from them, which is weird. I don't know if he's encountered magical fire yet, so
Depends how cool the foundry is.
yeah. We said there was a single like furnace going that Agony started just for heat and
Yep.
for Agony's own purposes.
Is
So you do not
Agony's
stand in
fire
the furnace.
magical?
Yeah. What's that?
Is Agony's fire, his breath weapon, is that
Su-
magical?
Supernatural? I don't know if that's magical or not. This is where like
Supernatural is magical, but it does not allow spell resistance,
yep.
and it's
Oh,
not
okay.
a spell or spell ability. So no, it's like dragon fire does bad things to golems.
So we can't heal him.
I would say a magical attack is good enough for Dragonfire, but we can argue about that offline.
Yep. Yeah, it's except as noted below. Certain spells and effects function differently as noted below. Yeah, magical attack probably. That probably encompasses supernatural. Okay. All right. So commerce was done. The golems have had at least their intermediate experience, their initial experiences of figuring out how they function in this new form. All right. Week 2 of downtime was scheduled for what? Give me a second. It should be
I don't think we have. I think we were gonna.
Watch, scout, and you were going to attempt to craft a winding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to help me self-wind.
A self-winding device. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got Slake on watch, Agony on watch, DD on watch or scouting. Capra is scouting in the interior of this domain, and Cog is trying to craft himself a self-winding device.
Yeah.
Do you have a skill that you're using to craft with?
Craft clockwork.
Okay. Do you have a toolkit for your craft?
I have thieves. I have thieves tools. And we're in a warehouse. Hopefully, there's tools here that I could use.
Okay, you could probably like scrounge up some tools. Although the city is pretty efficient.
Yeah. Maybe I'll find something somewhere. I don't know, but
Okay, all right.
all I got is thieves tools, but they're not really.
All right. So for this week, first let's figure out how well you craft.
Okay.
So
Do you want me to I'm just rolling it straight, and you can do the bonus or.
Yeah.
24. Vent cut.
24.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to wind your key?
It takes me 10 minutes to wind for 3 days.
Is that with somebody helping you, or?
Yes. That's a straight.
We said it took twice as long doing it himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so with your device, you can do it in like 50% longer, so 15 minutes.
Okay.
Now, you've sort of put it together in a clumsy-ish fashion. So every time
Right.
you use it, there'll be it's basically currently considered a fragile item. So the every 20 roll every time you use it, the chance that it breaks, you have to make it again.
Okay. What's the? Do you want to give me a chance on it?
5%.
Okay, 5% chance of breaking. Self-wind in 15 minutes.
Okay. So, our handy-dandy adventure says
Cool.
that something happens. Okay. We have a bunch of people guarding, some people scouting, and Cog. I'm going to say that the random event is more likely to occur on people who are on watch or scouting. So we're going to roll a D, 1, 2, 3, 4, a D9, where 1, 2 is Slake, 3, 4 is Agony, 4, 5 is there's 5, 6 DD, 7, 8 is Capra, and 9 is Cog. Okay.
Cool.
Because Cog's stationary in the middle of the.
Cog is stationary in the middle of the thing, trying to figure out how to wind his key. And every once in a while he goes like, Eureka! And then 15 minutes later you hear this little snapping sound and a thing going, and then you hear like the equivalent of an elvish shit in a robotic voice. All right. Capra.
Good.
I'm going to spend a DM point to not make myself play with myself.
Capra can also initiate the encounter and come running for help.
Oh, you
Seems
know what?
to do that
I'm
a lot.
going to spend a DM point for that to be the initiation of the encounter. So he is running towards another party member.
Okay, so Slake and Agony were keeping watch on the outside. You were searching around on the inside, and Dee Dee was getting bored with both groups and kind of like running back and forth and then doing her own. Like she was checking up on everyone basically because she needs to be in constant motion and you know things get boring really quick for her.
All right, so I still like dice, so we're going to say 1 Slake, 2 Agony, 3, 4 Dee Dee because she's in motion. All right.
Throw Cog in there.
This might, we'll throw a 5 will be Cog. 4 Dee Dee.
What map?
All right.
What map should we go to?
Oh, let's pick the stairwell.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the stairwell. Oh yeah, the big open space in the middle.
Yep. All right.
Dee Dee was adding to some of the graffiti. She was going to check up on you guys, but she's like, like fluttering around, tongue out, just covered in all sorts of like chalk that she found, and she's got both hands going to try to like fix up some graffiti that got wiped off.
Capra is distraught, will be the word that we'll use.
Everything okay?
The spooks!
Okay, well,
The spooks!
Dee
Two
Dee's
Capras.
gonna rush towards Capra, but like off the ground. Like the ground is a dangerous place for something that's small and flying. So she's fluttering around above Capra.
What is it? What is it?
Down there! Down there! There's spooks!
Spooks?
Spooks!
What kind of
Spooks!
spooks?
Spooks! Spooks! Spooks!
She lands on
give
this
me
pipe
a-
and she's gonna listen to like what Capra has to say.
Give me a perception check from Dewdrop.
Dee Dee's perception is +7. That low wisdom 14.
14. Yeah, you hear like a sort of like a zombie-like sound. Give me a will save.
Uh oh. Not her worst save. 18.
What was that?
18.
18. It doesn't sound right, but you hear like zombie sounds, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's like it's not echoing like it's supposed to.
What's going on down there? What is it, Capra? Did you see what it was?
There was a monster, big monster, way too big monster, very big monster.
Okay.
I tried to attack it, and it went the wrong way. Wrong way.
Went differently in my mind.
Is it coming up this way?
I think so.
You You wanna lure it? We could go monster fishing.
We could go monster hunting.
No, fishing. We lure it up here. Cog's just in the other room.
Oh, get Cog. Cog. We need a Cog. Get Cog.
Okay, well, Dee Dee goes into the room.
Roll a D3 -2. We'll see when Cog arrives for when they get up the stairs.
-1.
-1. Okay, so Dewdrop is currently away getting Cog when basically initiative starts.
Nice.
Play combat by yourself, Adam.
Yep. All right.
She's a little girl. She's a little thing with wings, man. She's got 40-foot fly speed. Yeah, she's gonna go get 60-foot fly speed.
Okay. In the heat. All right. Okay. On an initiative sheet, let's go put the initiative sheet. We have.
Do you want me to grab the randoms? The random numbers?
Yes, please. We've got Dewdrop, Dingleberry. We've got King from the basement.
Oh no.
I'm gonna delete rogue leader.
Already done.
Yeah, look at that.
They have a +2. All right, and Agony and Slake may or may not get involved in a later second.
Okay. It's just one thing from the basement?
Yep, there's just one thing from the basement.
Looks like Dingleberry has got the first one.
The first one. That shit is coming! He yells up. He's going to go grab some cover around the pipes. All right. Sorry, the thing from the basement. There is a large beast.
Sorry, we'll get it. We'll get it.
There's a large beast that appears on the stairs.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. you weren't kidding, Agony. There's something in the basement, like a big rat or. Why? Okay.
So Capra is, well, he's already taken cover. It has appeared and is threatening, but still making a moaning sound. But it's like a zombie moan. It's a little weird. All right. Next on the initiative list is Agony. Doesn't know.